Hey traders, Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. I just want to remind you that down below this video, there's a link for a $49 trial with Hit and Run Candlesticks. I want to remind you, I was asked this by a trial member here recently, that you do receive the alerts from our members app. Yes, you do. You do have to download it, but it's part of the 49 trial. So if you do take a $49 trial with Hit and Run Candlesticks, please make sure you download the app and you will receive alerts. Alrighty, stay tuned. We're going to take a look at the market, some charts in about 2 seconds. Well, good morning, everybody. Rick here. Nothing like waking up to a market that's down really good. Is just wonderful. Just makes for a great Monday kicking off. How's everybody doing? I hope you had a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. Good morning, Mike, Gavin, Fred, Anthony, JW, Chip, Joe, Mark, Doc, Mai, John, Josic. Hey, Gregor, Ron, how's it going? Okay, hey, we are nearly down to this 500 period moving average. I think this is going to be kind of an important level. Not that, there's any kind of a bounce coming off of it. We could cut right through it. But the 500 period moving average is a notable longer term moving average, and we could see a little, we'll just see. But it's a notable moving average here, and I think we should keep our eyes on that. As far as I had somebody ask me this morning already, email wise, when do I think all this selling is going to stop? Honestly, I don't think I can tell you when it's going to stop. I don't really think anybody actually knows when it's going to stop. I think there's some key numbers below. I think there's some key areas below. I believe the 500 period moving average here is kind of important. I'm going to move to a weekly chart, and what we're going to do is let's go search out possible support, possible area that we may see some of those buyers step in, and then we're going to talk about what it takes for those buyers to really, truly mean something. But I see here we have this low, and then we have this low right here. So here we rally up a low, we went higher, another low or double bottom in there, higher low, and we rallied from there. So that makes 372 kind of a target in there. That's also the dotted deuce here on the weekly chart, and I believe that's an important moving average as well. We start getting down here to the weekly 200 period moving average. That is an important, notable moving average for the weekly chart. So we probably ought to keep our eyes on that. If we come over here on the daily, you can see how far we are down. Here's the daily. It kind of shows that little possible support in there. And then the daily chart, you can see where that 500 period moving average on the weekly is. Bottom line, the downturn's not over till the downtrend's over. So what are we going to look for? Well, let's just assume for a moment that today's low is, say, a bounceable bottom, okay? I don't want anyone to think I think it is. It's not. I don't believe it is. But let's just assume it is. At the very minimum, I think we need to be up at least 50% from the swing high to the swing low. And this little tool here, this is a TC2000 tool. Other programs may have it as well. It's called quadrant lines here. And what it does is just simply puts a nice, easy 50% move in there for you. And it grabs the highs and the lows. You can move it, and as you move it, it changes. We can even do this right here. Take those highs. But I don't believe that's what we need first. So assuming that today's low is the low, I think we're going to have to get above 416, 30, 35 before any kind of bullish action can actually happen. And I'm not going to bite on that. I think what we need to be above for right now is 430 up here. This high, what date is this? The May 4th highs here. So I think that's what we need to see. Right now, I think the majority of the focus should be on short trading because that's what the trend is doing here. There are a few stocks that to the long side. Here, let's go take a look at take MDLZ. MDLZ may be one that you're looking for the long side. And this is a consumer defensive stock here. And you can see how we're trending up and we're kind of consolidating. What I'm looking for is a breakout. If we do get that breakout, that just might be a long trade. Of course, energy. I don't believe I have any energy on the list today. We had a lot on last week's list, and they're still very, very active. So anyway, this is one of those that we might consider. KHC may be another one. And again, we're in this defensive stocks. And you can see how the trend indicator is green. Price is above the T line. That's what I would be looking for. UVXY, maybe to the long side. And you know, this is measuring fear in the market. As we move up, the market should move down. So we want to watch this. We start pushing above this little double high up here. We start pushing above that, then the next target, price-wise, would be somewhere in the 2340 area. Let's bring this to a 3-day chart. 3-day chart is a nice rounded bottom breakout right now. 5-day chart, we're just about ready to break over that 50-period moving average. So we also have a nice bullish W pattern setting up here on UVXY from this high to a low, come up to this high, down to this low, and we start breaking out of that 2340, then that puts in play a weekly bullish W pattern. And there's lots of room to move up from here. So we want to be cautious to that downside. SQQQ, if you're looking to short, excuse me, if you're looking to short the Qs and you just can't do it, whatever reason, some people can't short, Qs may be too expensive for you. SQQQ might be a way to do that. And it's just trading long, but really what it's doing is you're betting the Qs are going down. And some people might not be able to afford a $300 stock, or maybe your account doesn't allow you to short. SQQQ, SQQQ, there we go. SQQQ is one of those. You can see we're up pre-market. We're up pretty high. If one was trading it, I think anything below today's low might not be best to be in it. You might want to take a look at the market. You could look at the market and say, you know what, I see a relief rally coming on. And I do believe we're ready for a relief rally, and I think we'll get one. Exactly when, I don't know. Keep an eye on that 500 period moving average on the SPY. That could be around that area, could be a relief rally. But overall, I think we end up going lower. So you can see here on the SQQQ, we're just testing these, challenging these tops up here. And if we break out, here's the 500 period moving average on SQQQ up here at 76. And if we just put a line right there, look where we come to over here. I think that's very doable, very possible. So great stock, great chart to be trading. Watch for the proper setup. You know, everyone might have a different setup. I'm going to be looking for like a 3/8 strap or 3/8 strap breakout, something like that, a pullback opportunity. SPXU, very, very similar to SQQQ, except this is you're going long in this stock chart, betting that the SPY is actually going to drop down, or the S&P 500 is actually going to drop down. And you can see we're up here, almost ready to challenge those tops. We break out of that 2430, then you've got that 500 period moving average up here. But that's pretty far up. I mean, if we just come over here and look at price resistance, which is a great place for price to go. I mean, 23 to 28, what a great move here on this. QID, if you don't want to trade the SQQQ, there's QID here. This is another one where you're just betting that the market or the Qs are dropping. And bullish chart, very, very bullish chart here. Might be a little high to be buying stop-wise, maybe down here below its low. I also want to, let's look at this, the whole idea of a 50% retracement. Excuse me. Had a rough weekend. A lot of yard work. Worn out. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. There we go. So, if we come in here and just put a line from this swing low up to this top, then that puts us in the 22-25 area. So this sets it up for a nice buy box in that area. Watch that buy box right there. If it did give us a little bit of a pullback, then that's what we'll look at. If if somebody was to chase this stock, just jump into it, just make sure you keep those stops. Keep those stops in there because you don't want those big losses. KHC, I think we already looked at this one. This is a long chart. Yeah, we did. MDT, here's a short. We're still in a downtrend. We've broken through that 50 period moving average. We recently broke down through the trendicator. You can see here where we rallied up a little bit and then just continued down, rallied up and continued down. So let's put this back. Whoops, not that one, this one. If we take this high right here, and if we look at shorting this, right, and it comes back 50%, I would question that short unless we saw some sort of a sell signal, maybe a high wick in there. That may keep me in that short. If I started to see us move up the next day, I'm not sure I would want that. I'm not sure I would want that kind of a short. And I think it's also important to consider what the market is doing. If the market, and my market is the SPY, if it's putting in some sort of a reversal pattern, even if it's just a short-term relief rally, then I'm not sure I want to stay in a short that moves past that 50%. Now, with that said, I don't think this is a long buy really until it gets over 105. And I'm not looking at this long, I'm looking at it short. I'm just looking at that 103.72 area, that 50%, as problematic if you're short. PRU, here's another one. We've just been trending down, recently crossed through the trendicator. So here we're down, we went sideways, down a little bit more. Again, if we were to take this, the last swing high down to today's low, then about this 50% mark is not where I would want to be in this. It could be signaling a little relief rally. And that relief rally can move all the way up here, and that's more than I want to put out there to risk. So I would rather keep those losses on the small side versus hope. That just doesn't work out. So JP Morgan, I think JP Morgan is a nice looking chart. to the short side, you can see how it just keeps doing the same old thing. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. JC Morgan is a buy. JP Morgan would be a buy when it changes its direction. And it doesn't change its direction on one single candle. It changes its direction when it puts in a low, rallies, a higher low or double bottom, and then we come back up and break out of that high. That right there is a clue. Doesn't mean it can't fail from here, but that is a big clue. The reversal, again, is not one candle. It's when it makes the chart pattern up here. So looking at JP Morgan, again, being short this, I'm going to take this high, take the current low. And by the way, as the low gets lower, this little tool right here will actually go lower with it. So right now, if we came up 50% of the swing, from the swing high to the swing low, I wouldn't want to be in that chart to the short side. Also, if you're, if you've got JP Morgan on your watch list, we currently have a low, a high, and a higher low. So if we start coming above that 50% mark, that all of a sudden puts this swing high as a possible move. We break out of that, and now what we have is a trend. So the focus to me should be keep those losses small. I don't, and I'm talking about my trading, okay? I can't tell anybody how to trade. I'm just talking about me and just sharing my thoughts out loud here. I know the market is not very good right now, and there's a lot of things not looking good, and there's a lot of talk about the market going lower. I agree, the market going lower. Just to blindly short might not be the best idea because of those relief rallies, they can just kill you. So you just need to watch those charts and keep your stops in there. GE is another chart that looks like it's setting up to move lower. GE's been slinking to the downside, not really bad, and all of a sudden, boom, down it goes. All the dip buyers got in, bought it, rallied up, and now we're moving back. If we were to look at that 50% retracement on this one, then that's what we would be looking at. Pretty much Friday's close. Anything above that, I don't think I would want to be in it. CCJ is another one, breaking down through the 200 period moving average this morning. You can see that clear downtrend. And what I kind of looked for here were stocks that recently broke the Trendicator or the 17 EMA. Those with the scanner, we can talk about that in the room today. If you like that idea, if that seems like something that might make some sense to you, then we can certainly look at that. So we start to break that 200 period moving average. I don't see any reason why we can't come down here and test this. Something in the 19 area, maybe even 18, 17, but right down in here, there's 20 bucks right there. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't do that. So follow the trend. UPST, another possible short. And if we just take this high, whoops, that's the wrong one. Just take that high. Anything above that dotted line, that would be back up 50%. Again, that might not be a short you want into. Anything below that, I think is still shortable. Again, the reason I don't think it would be a great short to be in if we crossed back up right now would be 86.97 here, is because we do have a low. We'll call that a high, higher low, higher high. So the $64,000 question is, are we just testing this area to move up, or are we failing? And that's where we want to watch price action. Anything below yesterday's low is a fail. we start back up over 86.97 here, then that might be a sign that the bulls are stepping in. That could actually turn that to the bullish side. FAS is another one that's set up for a short. Well, pay attention, Rick. Pay attention. There we go. There we are. Right at that 500 period moving average. So back up over that 500, 88.15. Don't think I would want to be short that. Anything in this area here, right in there, makes sense to be short. Now, for those, well, with these charts, using this tool, if price was to come lower, then that tool would follow price. So as that tool moves down, your 50% mark will also move down if you're using that tool right in there. All right, I made it. That was the trade ideas for the watch list today. If you would like a printed list of it, you can go to the Hit Run Candlesticks blog, and there is a printed list in today's blog with a great write-up about the market. Also, check out the Right Way Option blog. It also has a terrific write-up about the market. Okay. All right, you guys take care. I'll see you back here in about 15 minutes.